Well, finally, since last year, October, finally, here we are in May, mid-May, and we finally got the HDR treatment needed for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now we're getting the true creme de la creme, native 4K, and excellent HDR tone mapping. Now we have the paperwhite and the peak brightness. You want the peak brightness to be all the way to 1000. Why? Because, well, actually, you should have the peak brightness to 1500, as a matter of fact. Keep the peak brightness to 1500. Use the game mode, HDR style game mode. There's two different modes. There's the cinematic, then there's the game. I would suggest that you choose a game HDR style. Move the peak brightness to 1500 and leave the paperwhite at 220. If you go with the paperwhite to, let's say, 500, then you're gonna be overblowing your white digital levels. I would say 220 is where you want to be, right here. 220 with the paperwhite and peak brightness at 1500. I would not exceed more than 1500, especially for the OLED. I would keep it there. Also, make sure that your OLED light is set to 100, and also make sure that your contrast is set to 100. And this is pretty much what I recommend. This is like my first testing. This is like my first adjustment of HDR. This could change in the future. I also have to check it out on the QLED and see how it is on the QLED. But for right now, this is what I recommend. I recommend HDR style to be on the game mode, and I recommend peak brightness at 1500 and paperwhite at 220. So paperwhite 220 and peak brightness 1500. And this is what I recommend. So let's go check it out. So how does it look? Well, it looks so much better, man. You know, this is what it's all about. Now we get to appreciate that nice three-dimensional depth of picture that the HDR brings, you know. Now it looks beautiful. Now you want to play this game. Honestly, I want to play this game from the beginning now, again. Just to see how everything is. I'm also going to do a HDR capture. I'm going to capture this in HDR on my capture card. I'm going to upload the video for you guys to check it out with different settings and whatnot. So you can see it for yourself. But this is pretty darn good, man. This is very impressive. And it looks super impressive on the OLED, man. This is as good as Far Cry 5 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is what we should have had RockStar in October from the beginning. This is the kind of patch update that you should have put for us last year in October. But hey, it's never too late. Now you get to enjoy this game the way it was meant to be. And honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, the Xbox One X version is the best version to go with. Yes, I will check the PlayStation version as well. I will see how the PlayStation version stacks up. But you have to remember, PlayStation version, it's running at the lower resolution. When you have something running at the lower resolution, don't expect sharp image quality. Okay? That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's a fact. You know, you can bash your head against the wall all day long you want. You're getting a lower resolution on the PlayStation 4 version. That's just the way it is. Unless somehow RockStar can bump that resolution a little bit higher, then we'll see. But for right now, currently, the Xbox One X version, it's the best version to go with. If you never played Red Dead Redemption 2, the chances of that are like zero. If you never played Red Dead Redemption 2, now is the great time to pick up the Xbox One X version and enjoy. and enjoy this game in its true glory. Native 4K and HDR, the true glory, man. And this is just wow. Remember, my camera can only depict a little bit of a color gamut, but you guys are really not seeing what I'm seeing. Like the way this looks in person on OLED, it's just mind-boggling, dude. It's like watching a Planet Earth 2 or something, man. Everything just has a depth of picture. The clouds, the distance, the scope, everything just looks better now. All right, so it looks like RockStar has listened to the gamers, and this is good. This is a good news, guys. We as the gamers, we have to demand better. And the reason I make all those videos and funny videos, you know, funny comedic skit videos, the reason I do all that shit is because I want to bring up the point. As the gamers, as someone who we all have a passion for the games and movies, we demand better. We want better. We don't listen. We as gamers, we don't mind paying even $120 if you're gonna give us that experience that we demand. Give us the experience, and you're gonna make your money, dude. You're gonna make your money if you give us what we want. People will pay. Okay? But this just looks gorgeous. This just simply looks super gorgeous. Again, let me give you my first. Remember, these settings could change, but this is what I'm currently using. This is what I would recommend that you guys try. Pause it, go down to the settings, click on settings, go to a display, click on the HDR calibrations, use the game mode, peak brightness 1500, paper white 220. Also remember, before you actually play this game, you need to update the game. There's an update. It's going to prompt you for an update, so make sure that you update the game before you actually start playing it. Okay, I don't think you can play the game unless you update it, so that's kind of cool. And remember, you should always update your game. All of your games should be up to date. Okay? So this is what I'm using. HDR style game, peak brightness 1500, and paper white 220. Go ahead, give it a try. Well, there you have it, man. Good news. Great news. Awesome. Red Dead Redemption 2. For those of you who never played it and you are taking some time off for a Memorial Day weekend here in the United States, holiday, this is like the perfect game to experience on the Xbox One X enhanced with native 4K and HDR, proper HDR, and especially if you have a C8 or C9 or E8 or B8, you're gonna be right. I mean, you're gonna be just drooling. You're gonna be really experiencing this masterpiece the way it was meant to be experienced. So, well, there you have it, guys. That's my video for Red Dead Redemption 2. Go ahead, check it out. Oh, look at that. I hit my tripod. You see, I make funny videos even if I don't want to. There's always something funny happens on my videos. All right, guys. See ya.